Welcome back, students, to the next session of Chief Seattle's speech. I already gave you an introduction to the topic, explained you who Chief Seattle was, and besides, you need to also remember that in America there is a state called Seattle which has been named after Chief Seattle. Now, before we begin, there are few references to White Chief, Great Chief, and to the Big Chief. And you have another one which would say as the father of America. Now these all are references. The White Chief is referred to Isaac Stevens, who was the governor and who had proposed the land treaty to Chief Seattle and its people. The Big Chief, Great Chief are good fathers in Washington. These are all references to the President of America who ruled at that time in America, whose name was Franklin Pierce. We begin with the chapter. Yonder sky that has wept tears of compassion upon my people, for centuries untold, and which to us appears changeless and eternal, may change. Now, in the beginning of the first, in the opening lines, Chief Seattle refers to Mother Nature. Here, yonder sky stands for Mother Nature that has wept, that has cried and sympathized upon its people, those who are attached to Mother Earth, who are attached to nature and the Creator, those who are environmental friendly, and their basic residence is nature. And it has sympathy for those people for centuries, and which to us appears changeless, and according to them, it is changeless, it is eternal, and it cannot be changed, but may change. That is, it may change with time. Today is fair, tomorrow it may be overcast with clouds. Now he speaks that today it's absolutely fair. We can see things and everything seems to be in an upright state, but tomorrow we might have blurred visions. There are things which are not clear. There may be darkness in the darkness among the people. They might be lost in the world where development is taking place, and the natives of America are not able to be at par with them. My words are like stars that never change. Now he says that my words are like stars that will not change. Whatever Seattle says, the Great Chief at Washington can rely upon with as much certainty as he can upon the return of sun or the season. Now he says that whatever Seattle says and is speaking, or whatever words and commitment he says, the Great Chief, that is the President of America, can trust and rely that its certainty, that it's like certain as the sun and the moon will never change, will come back, seasons will come back. Similarly, whatever words and commitments Chief Seattle has given, it will not change. The White Chief says that the Big Chief at Washington sends us greetings of friendship and goodwill. The White Chief here stands for the Governor Isaac Stevens, who gives the proposal for the treaty, and the Big Chief stands for President of America. So he informs that while delivering the speech to his friends, to his people, he says that the White Chief says that the Big Chief at Washington has sent us greetings of friendship and goodwill. This is kind of him, for we know he has little need of our friendship in return. Now he says, I understand with time he has power, he has authority, and he runs a government. And I know that he doesn't need our friendship. There is no importance of our friendship, for he has enough. His people are many, and because his people are many, they are all broad-minded. They wish to go for development, and nobody wants to get stagnant to the traditions and roots and follow the old pattern. Now they are like grass that covers vast prairies. These people, those who are there, they are like vast land, vast grassland, like prairies. And my people are few, and in compare to Chief Seattle's people, they are larger in number, whereas the Natives American, the Red Indians, or the tribe which they are talking about, Squamish tribe, are less in number. They resemble the scattering trees of a storm-swept plain. And he says that my people, they resemble the scattering trees who have just experienced a storm, and the plain is swept with that storm. So you will find when there is a storm in a place, the things are scattered, the branches lie here and there, the trees are in actually a shattered position. So this is what he says, that they'll resemble those kind of existence. The great, and I presume good, white chief sends us word that he wishes to buy our land. So he says the great, and I presume that everything is going to be good. And white chief, that is Isaac Stevenson, sends us word. He sends a proposal that he wishes to buy our land, but is willing to allow us enough to live comfortably, and he's willing to allow us to live in this place comfortably. This indeed appears just even generous, for the red man no longer has rights that he need respect, and the offer may be wise also, as we are no longer in need of an extensive country. So he says that whatever the rights and the rules what they have said, it seems to be generous enough. For red man doesn't have any longer any right, and he just needs is respect, and the offer which is given by the ruling party and the administration looks to be wise and decent. And also there is no longer in need of an extensive country, that is, there is no longer a need of country which lies beyond development. There was a time when our people covered the land as the waves of the wind-ruffled sea cover its shell-paved floor, but that time long since passed away with greatness of tribes that are now but a mournful memory. Now he says that there was a time when the natives were large in number, but now there are nothing, they are just mournful memories. He compares the number of people which existed at that time as wind-ruffled sea, that is, there were so many of them. I will not dwell on or nor mourn over. He says, I will not sit and contemplate what happened. I will not even mourn over it. And our untimely decay, that is, it's coming to an untimely end, nor reapproach my pale-faced brothers with hastening, as we too may have been somewhat to blame. So he says, I will not even approach and not even ponder on what those things happened, how those things happened, and I will not even blame anybody for what had happened. I will not bring any kind of confusion in this. We'll continue with the next session. We'll continue with the chapter in the next session. Till then, stay safe, stay home. Thank you.